Hello there everybody, Martin here from Affinity for Commander. Today we are back with another gameplay video, but before we begin I have some very exciting news. On July the 12th we'll be revealing our very own Commander Masters preview card, so be sure to hit that bell icon and follow us on Twitter to make sure you don't miss out. But without further ado, let's take a look at those opening hands. I am playing my Gishath Sun's Avatar Dinosaur deck, keeping an opening hand containing Hull Breach, Commander's Sphere, Herald's Horn, Colossal Dreadmaw, Boros Garrison, Command Tower, and a Mountain.
I am playing my Marneus Calgar token deck, and keep a starting hand of Skull Clamp, Counterspell, Mind Stone, Arcane Sanctum, Path of Ancestry, Prairie Stream, and a Plains.
Atlantis is playing her Faldorn Dreadwolf Herald Cast from Exile deck, and keeps a starting hand consisting of Delayed Blast Fireball, Jeska's Will, Croson Grip, Overwhelming Stampede, Game Trail, and a Forest.
And finally Tyler is playing his Brinelin the Moon Kraken and Ikra Shadiki the Usurper Sea Creature deck, keeping an opening hand made up of Soul Ring, Doomblade, Reality Shift, Propaganda, Kiora, Master of the Depths, Bad River, and an Island.
Atlantis wins the die roll and plays Game Trail. She reveals a forest from her hand to have the land enter untapped and passes to Alex.
I play Path of Ancestry and pass the turn.
I play Command Tower and end my turn.
Tyler plays Bad River and passes to Atlantis.
Atlantis begins her turn by playing a forest and taps both of her lands to foretell a card.
It's been a while since I've seen anyone do that.
With nothing more to do, she passes the turn.
In my turn, I play Plains and cast Mind Stone before ending my turn.
I play a forest and pass to Tyler.
Tyler plays what I think is an island, stupid oil slick cards, and casts Soul Ring. Next, he sacrifices Bad River to search his library for Zagoth Triome, puts the land into play tapped, and ends his turn.
In her turn, Atlantis plays a forest and casts Jeska's Will. She adds 7 red mana to her pool in this way, 6 of which she immediately uses to cast Atali Primal Storm.
Sweet! Urza, we're in danger.
Pleased with her turn, Atlantis passes to Alex.
I start my turn by playing Arcane Sanctum, and then cast Ever-Flowing Chalice. I kick the cup once, putting 1 charge counter on it, and tap the fancy cup to cast Skull Clamp before passing. Hey man, did you know Viggo Mortensen broke his toe and he kicked that helmet?
Yes, I did. I play a Plains and pass.
Thank you so much for your minimal contribution to this game.
Hey, I'm a late bloomer, okay?
Tyler plays Dreamroot Cascade, and then casts Propaganda.
Like when a British person looks at something really closely.
Not yet finished, he proves that Atali isn't even that good, given that it dies to Doomblade, and ends his turn.
Atlantis casts her commander, Faldorn Dreadwolf Herald, and passes to Alex.
I play Prairie Stream and cast my commander, Marneus Calgar. Out of mana, I pass the turn.
Hey Alex, which chapter does Marneus Calgar lead?
The human one.
I guess you're technically correct there. I begin my turn by playing a mountain and cast Commander's Sphere. Not yet finished, I cast Hull Breach, destroying Propaganda and Skull Clamp in this way, and end my turn.
In his turn, Tyler plays another unidentifiable basic land and casts Kiora, Master of the Depths. He activates the Planeswalker's +1 ability to untap his Dreamroot Cascade and passes to Atlantis.
Atlantis plays Mosswort Bridge, exiling one of the top 4 cards of her library with the land's Hideaway ability. Next she casts Sylvan Library and moves to combat. Here Atlantis attacks Kiora with her commander, dealing the Planeswalker 3 damage, and passes.
I tap all of my mana sources in order to cast Vanguard Suppressor, paying an additional 2 mana to make a token copy of the creature with its Squad ability. I scry 1 with Path of Ancestry, keeping the top card of my library where it is, and Marneus Calgar's ability triggers, drawing me a card. Next I play a Plains before moving to combat, where I attack Kiora with my commander. This reduces her loyalty to 0, sending the merfolk to the graveyard. Blood for the Blood God.
Wrong faction, but at least you tried.
Happy with my actions, I end my turn.
I start my turn by casting Herald's Horn, naming Dinosaur, and play Selesnya Sanctuary. I bounce the plains to my hand when the land enters play, and with nothing more to do, pass to Tyler.
In his turn, Tyler taps out to cast Rexiel the Risen Deep. Unable to do anything else, he passes the turn.
Atlantis draws 3 cards thanks to Sylvan Library, then puts 2 cards from her hand on top of her deck. Next she plays Spire Garden as her land for turn, and discards a card to activate her commander's ability. Atlantis exiles the top card of her library, which is revealed to be Return to Nature. She makes a deal with Tyler promising not to destroy his Soul Ring in exchange for Rexiel not attacking her, and casts the Return to Nature, exiling my Hull Breach. Faldorn's ability triggers, creating a 2/2 wolf token, and Atlantis ends her turn.
I begin my turn by moving straight to combat, attacking Martin and Tyler with a Vanguard Suppressor each. Unable to block, they both take 3 damage, and I draw 2 cards thanks to Space Marine's abilities. In my post-combat main phase, I cast Felwar Stone, and with a load of mana open, I pass to Martin.
In my upkeep, I look at the top card of my library with Herald's Horn, choosing not to reveal it and play a Plains. Next I cast my commander, Gishath, Sun's Avatar, and Alex immediately starts listing reasons why I shouldn't attack him like he just did to me.
Look, that was so long ago, and we moved on from that by now, right? Right?
Luckily for him though, I decide to swing my dinosaur at Atlantis, who declares no blocks. She takes 7 damage, and I reveal the top 7 cards of my library to all be non-dinosaur cards.
Ouch!
Tell me about it. Feeling pretty disappointed with my deck's behaviour, I pass the turn.
Tyler starts his turn by casting Krosan Drover, a card with absolutely phenomenal flavour text.
Agreed.
With nothing more to do, he ends his turn.
Atlantis draws 3 and pays 4 life to only put 1 card back on top of her library. She then plays a forest and casts Defiler of Vigour and passes to Alex. Alex responds to this by activating his commander's ability, creating 2/2 Astartes warrior tokens of Vigilance. He draws a card thanks to Marneus' other ability and proceeds to his turn.
In my turn, I once again move straight to combat, where I attack Martin with both of my flying Ultramarines.
Rude.
He takes 6 damage in this way, and I draw 2 cards with the aforementioned creature's abilities. In my second main phase, I play Polluted Delta, and pay a single life to sacrifice the land. I search my library for Sunken Hollow, put the land into play untapped, and cast Fell the Mighty. I target Marneus Kargal with the sorcery, and Martin, Tyler, and Atlantis' high-powered creatures are destroyed.
Double rude.
Satisfied with my turn, I discard down to 7 and pass.
I once again take a peek at the top card of my library, choosing not to reveal it to the table, and play Nea Panorama. Next I cast Kadama's Reach, searching my library for a forest and a plains. I put the former into play tapped, the latter into my hand, and cast everybody's favourite dinosaur, Colossal Dreadmaw. With no mana remaining, I end my turn.
Tyler taps out to cast one of his commanders, Brinelin the Moon Kraken. He bounces my Vanguard Suppressor token to my hand, causing it to disappear forever, and passes to Atlantis.
Atlantis begins her turn by putting both of the additional cards drawn with Sylvan Library back where they had previously been, and casts Parallel Lives. Next she activates Faldorn's ability, discarding a card to exile the top card of her library, which is revealed to be a forest. Atlantis plays this as her land for turn, creating 2 wolf tokens thanks to the combined effects of her commander and enchantment before passing the turn.
I once again move straight to combat, this time attacking Tyler with my surviving Vanguard. He takes 3 damage, I draw a card, and then moves my post-combat main phase. Here I cast Talisman of Hierarchy, closely followed by Collective Effort. I tap an Astartes Warrior to escalate the spell once, destroying Brinelin and Parallel Lives in this way.
I'm not opposed to this.
Still happy with my position in the game, I end my turn.
I yet again decide not to reveal the top card of my library and play a Plains as my land for turn.
Still not drawing any dinos?
Maybe. Next I recast my commander, and Alex responds to this by casting Theoretical Duplication. Gishath enters the battlefield, and Alex creates a copy of the Big Lizard, drawing a card thanks to his commander. I then move to combat, where I attack Tyler with Gishath. He declares no blocks, taking 7 damage, and I put Ranging Raptors and Thrashing Bronzestone onto the battlefield with my commander's ability. Alex makes token copies of both of these, draws a card from Marneus, and I pass to Tyler.
In his turn, Tyler casts Whelming Wave, to which I respond by casting Counterspell.
Well, it was worth a try.
Deeply saddened, Tyler passes the turn.
Atlantis throws Caution to the wind, paying 8 life to keep both of the cards she drew with Sylvan Library in her hand, like an absolute mad lass. Next she casts a Delayed Blast Fireball that she foretold oh so many turns ago, creating a wolf token with her commander. I respond to this by sacrificing my Bronzodon to destroy Atlantis' Sylvan Library, and Tyler responds to this by casting Reality Shift. He exiles my Gishath in this way, and I put the top card of my library into play face down as a 2/2 manifest. Delayed Blast Fireball then resolves, with Tyler, Alex and I each taking 5 damage, along with each creature we control. This wipes the board of all creatures except for Alex's Gishath and my Colossal Dreadmaw, and Alex and I both put a basic land into play from our libraries thanks to our Ranging Raptors and Rage abilities.
Not bad going as far as burn spells go.
Not yet finished, Atlantis plays Spire Rock Knoll, exiling one of the top 4 cards of her library beneath it. Now possessing the strongest board state at the table, she ends her turn.
I start my turn by playing Drown, Catacombs, and then move to combat. Here I attack Tyler with my Gishath token, and lacking mana or creatures to stop this, he takes 7 damage. I reveal the top 7 cards of my library to contain no dinosaurs, surprising absolutely no one, and put these cards on the bottom of my library. In my second main phase, I cast yet another mana rock in the form Soul Ring, and recast Marneus Calgar. I then cast Bastion of Remembrance, creating a 1/1 human soldier token when the enchantment enters the battlefield, and drawing a card from my commander's ability. You have drawn so many cards from that creature this game. Now in possession of enough artifacts to make even Urza blush, I pass to Martin.
I start my turn by looking at the top card of my library, once again choosing not to reveal it, and cast Zendikar Resurgent. Now possessing a heckload more mana, I cast Xenagos, God of Revels, and draw a card thanks to my Resurgence. Still not finished, I cast Adzakansia, drawing once more, and move to combat. I give Colossal Dreadmaw +6/+6 with my god, and swing the now 12/12 Trampler at Alex.
Hey, what did I do to deserve this?
Not wishing to lose any of his creatures, Alex declares no blocks, taking a colossal 12 damage.
I see what you did there.
Much happier with my opponent's life totals, I pass the turn.
Tyler wastes no time in casting the Cultivate he just drew, and searches library for 2 basic lands. He puts one into play tapped, plays the other as land for turn, and casts Kinnan Bonder Prodigy, before ending his turn.
Atlantis draws a single card, laments the loss of her Sylvan Library, and activates her Mosswort Bridges ability. She casts a Natural Reclamation that she exiled beneath it, targeting my Zendikar Resurgent, and cascades a Disguise Shroud Claim. Atlantis creates a wolf, puts 2 forests onto the battlefield from her library, and my enchantment is then destroyed.
Not bad for 1 mana.
Not yet finished, she casts Nissa, Ascended Animist, paying 2 life as part of the Planeswalker's Phyrexian mana cost. This causes Nissa to enter with 5 loyalty counters instead of 7, which Atlantis increases to 6 by activating her +1 ability. She creates a 6/6 Phyrexian Horror token, and with nothing more to do, passes to Alex.
In my turn, I play a Plains, and cast Primaris Eliminator. I have all of Atlantis' creatures get -2/-2, and in response, she casts You Find Some Prisoners. Atlantis exiles the top 3 cards of my library, but sadly for her, finds no answers to my creature's ETB.
Oh dear.
All of her puppies are destroyed, decimating most of her army, and I move to combat. Here I attack Nissa with my commander and Gishath clone, and Atlantis declares no blocks. Nissa's loyalty is reduced well below 0, resulting in her being put into the graveyard, and I proceed to my second main phase. Here I cast the Golden Throne, which I follow up by casting Blood Artist, before passing the turn.
I begin my turn by once again failing to reveal a dinosaur from the top of my library, and play a mountain as my land for turn. Next I cast Gruul Signet, and tap all of my remaining mana in order to recast Gishath for a 3rd time. Moving to combat, I give my commander +7/+7 with Xenagos' ability, and attack Alex with both of my dinosaurs.
The Flip.
He blocks Colossal Dreadmore with his Gishath clone, resulting in both dinosaurs dying, and takes 14 damage from the obviously superior original Dinosaur Queen.
You've clearly never seen Jurassic World.
Alex drains me for 2 of Blood Artist, and Tyler, Atlantis and I each lose a life thanks to Bastion of Remembrance. Alex gains a life in this way, and I reveal the top 14 cards of my library thanks to Gishath's ability. I put Topiary Stomper, Apex ALTISAUR, Wayward Sawtooth, Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Temple ALTISAUR onto the battlefield in this way. I search my library for a Plains and put it into play tapped thanks to my Stomper's ETB, and have Apex ALTISAUR fight Marneus Kalgar with its ETB.
Do you mind?
Nope. Not wishing for his chapter master to get crushed beneath the foot of a prehistoric reptile, Alex responds to this by casting And They Shall Know No Fear. He chooses Astartes, giving his commander +1/+0 and indestructible as a result of this, and fighting then occurs. Temple ALTISAUR reduces the damage Apex ALTISAUR receives to 1, which triggers their Enrage ability, prompting yet another fight.
Now that is a nice synergy.
This time I have the long-necked Dino fight Atlantis' commander, followed by her Phyrexian Horror, and then Tyler's Keenan. Not yet finished, I have him fight Alex's 1/1 Soldier, and finally his Blood Artist, and Alex targets me with all of his Blood Artist triggers. I lose 5 life, Alex gains 5 life, and Bastion of Remembrance drains everyone except Alex for 2. Alex gains 2 thanks to the aforementioned enchantment, and with the stack finally empty, I move to my post-combat main phase. Here I play Boros Garrison as my second land for turn, returning a Plains to my hand as I do so, and end my turn.
Tyler plays Sunken Hollow, and passes to Atlantis without casting anything.
Man, that phrase gives me such anxiety. In her turn, Atlantis casts a perfectly on-curve Soul Ring, followed by Succor a Tribe Elder.
Steve!
Next she recasts Faldorn, and passes.
I start my turn by casting Ashnod's Altar, striking fear into the hearts of my opponents.
Kill him before he combos!
With a heap of mana left open, I end my turn.
In my turn, I once again fail to reveal a dinosaur from the top of my library, and Tyler flashes in Elder Deep Fiend. He taps down Gishath, Apex ALTISAUR, Godzilla and Xenagos with the Octopus's cast trigger, and I casually inform Tyler that I am totally going to knock him out of the game for that.
Brutal.
Upkeep over, I play a Plains as my land for turn, and cast Soul's Majesty. I draw a hefty 10 cards thanks to Apex ALTISAUR, cast Soul Ring, and then cast Verdant Sun's Avatar. I gain 5 life when the dinosaur enters the battlefield, and then cast Kinjali's Sunwing. I gain 3 life thanks to my green avatar, and cast Rampaging Ferocidon to shut down Alex's life gain enchantment.
Rude.
Moving to combat, I give Verdant Sun's Avatar +5/+5 in haste of Xenagos, and attack Tyler with the aforementioned avatar, Topiary Stomper, and Wayward Swordtooth. Tyler blocks the 10/10 with his Deep Fiend, taking 9 damage, and I proceed to my post-combat main phase. Here I play Kessig Wolfrun as my second land for turn, and cast Growing Rites of Itlamok. I look at the top 4 cards of my library, finding no creatures to put into my hand, and move to my end step. Here I transform Growing Rites into Itlamok, Cradle of the Sun, and pass to Tyler.
Tyler begins his turn by casting Serpent of Yawning Depths, taking 1 damage from Rampaging Ferocidon. The Sea Snake comes in tapped thanks to Kinjali's Sunwing, and Tyler passes the turn.
Atlantis decides to go big or go home, and casts Apex Devastator, cascading 4 times as she does so. She cascades into Nature's Claim, destroying my Herald's Horn and creating a tapped wolf token.
For all the value it got you.
My Ferocidon deals her 1 damage, and Atlantis cascades into Tlinkali Hunter? I think that's how you say it. She creates another tapped wolf, takes another damage, and the hunter enters tapped, causing Atlantis to take 1 more damage. Atlantis then cascades for a 3rd time, this time hitting Volcanic Torrent. She creates a wolf, takes 1 more damage, and cascades again, this time thanks to the spell that she just cast.
Cascade Inception.
This time Atlantis cascades into Impact Tremors, which she casts, creating a wolf and taking another damage. Not liking the look of this, Alex responds to Volcanic Torrent on the stack by activating his commander's ability. He creates 2 Astartes warrior tokens, taking 2 damage as he does so, and draws a card. I then respond to this by sacrificing my Azorkan Seer to return the Thrashing Bronzestone in my graveyard to my hand, and Alex responds to this by sacrificing one of his Ultramarines to the Golden Throne. Alex gains no life thanks to Rampaging Ferocidon,
but Tyler, Atlantis and I still lose a life, and Alex adds 3 blue mana to his mana pool. Atlantis' spell then finally resolves, with each creature not controlled by her taking 5 damage. 3 more of Alex's creatures die, draining the rest of us for 3, and damage dealt to each of my dinosaurs other than Temple ALTISAUR is reduced to 1.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
The aforementioned ALTISAUR is destroyed, and I have my Apex ALTISAUR fight each of Atlantis' wolves. The 4 doggies are destroyed, and Atlantis sacrifices her Sakura tribe elder to put a mountain into play from her library. Atlantis' final Cascade trigger then resolves, with Atlantis casting Warstorm Surge in this way. She creates a wolf, takes 1 damage, deals 1 damage to the rest of us, and in a slight misplay deals 2 damage to Rampaging Ferocidon with Warstorm Surge, killing it. Thankfully this doesn't impact on the outcome of the game, and with all that resolved, Apex Devastator finally resolves. Atlantis deals me 10 damage of her Surge when the Devastator enters the battlefield, and still not finished, activates Faldorn's ability. She discards a card, exiles the mountain that was on top of her library, and plays it. This creates her another tapped wolf, with Alex, Tyler and I taking 1 damage from Impact Tremors, and me taking 2 more from Warstorm Surge. Thankfully unable to do anything else, Atlantis ends her turn.
I draw, play a planes, and pass to Martin.
In my turn, I figure out that I have more than enough power on board to take out everybody with combat damage, and Alex points out that he still has the Golden Throne in play. This doesn't matter to me though, as I cast the Thrashing Bronzestone that I salvaged from my graveyard last turn, and destroy the pesky artifact with their ability.
You have no respect.
Moving swiftly to combat, I give Apex ALTISAUR +10/+10 with my God of Revels, and swing for lethal on all 3 of my opponents at once.
Well, that is it for another game. I hope that you enjoyed seeing proof that fancy technology is no match for raw prehistoric power. I'd like to give a huge thank you to each and every one of our incredible patrons listed on screen, without whom we'd be unable to continue making content such as this. Also, be sure to check out our affiliate links in the video description. It won't cost you anything extra to purchase your cards through these, but it really helps out the channel. And finally, don't forget that you can help to support the channel in 4 quick and easy ways: liking this video, subscribing, hitting that bell icon, and leaving us a comment. I read every one. That's it for now though, we'll see you next time. Stay awesome!